We're live. I think we're live. I think so. We should be good. What a day, huh? What a day for cryptos it has been. I mean, today, long story short, we're up, but a lot of cryptos aren't. Then again, a lot of coins like Solana, take a look at the numbers that they're making, $234, basically back at all-time highs. Right now, one of my biggest holdings, Mantra, is up a ton. We'll talk about everything going on. I just want to quickly wait for a few people to hop on in. Right now, there's only two handsfuls. Always takes a little bit of time for the people to join on in. What's up, ladies and gents? Oh, there we go. We got an instant 200. That is crazy, guys. Whenever you join the stream, though, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. You've got nothing to lose. And I always appreciate that, you know? I really always do. AKA says, yo, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day because, well, I think it's going to get a lot better with what's about to come, in my opinion, right? I think things are about to get so much better. And that's one thing a lot of y'all don't understand, right? We're at the freaking start. Oh. What is Bracken? Did I write something wrong? Let me go quickly check it out. No, I didn't. Okay. Anyway, we're always late like 3 minutes, and then we get into the stream. So if you're watching this as a video afterwards, you could just kind of scroll past for like a minute or two. And whenever you join the stream, guys, make sure you always get those likes immediately. And we have a little rule in the chat. A lot of you guys forgot. Yeah, a lot of you guys forgot. You always, whenever you join the stream, you got to put in the chat box where you're watching from, just so I get a good idea of how many people are insane to watch it at like crazy hours of night, right? Some people watch these things at 4 a.m. I'm not sure how or what you guys are doing to watch it at 4 a.m., but hey, you know what? Or 6 a.m., even crazier. It means you either are very up very late, or you woke up at like 5 something to go, wow. I mean, I'm fine with you waking up at 5, but then watching a stream, those are two things I can't really connect the dots for, all right? Some of you guys are freaking maniacs, all right? Over in Malaysia, also watching this for like midnight. Some of you guys are wild, man. Who is watching this crypto stuff at 7 in the motherfreaking morning? Anyway, some of y'all are built different. That's all I'm about to say to that. If you can watch a stream at like 3 o'clock at night, you're a real one, all right? You are a more locked in human being than I will ever be, I think. Because ain't no way I'm doing that, all right? That is cool. You are special. Let me just say it like that. You are a very special individual. Anyway, you know what I just bought? If you guys have been here for the last few days, I bought something again. Because y'all said it would look good yesterday. The guacamole. All right? The $15, by the way, I think, or $14 guacamole. With, again, a very abysmal amount of chips. Oh, I put in the text box, give me more today. I'm not sure if they did. This is $15. Anyway, it's all good. Well, so to get into XRP a little bit, right? Because we gotta. Things, in my opinion, are about to start super cycling here. I mean, just yesterday, right? Finally, let me quickly put it on the big screen. We finally started seeing some crazy results, right? A $1.30 XRP. Right now we are, if we quickly refresh it, right now we are at roughly, let me go back to USD. There we go. Right now we are at about $1.08, something along those lines. But yesterday, we finally saw some crazy heights at about $1.30 or so per XRP. On some of the platforms, about $1.27. And it made me realize one thing. I've been screaming on this channel for a long time that XRP only has 2 ways to go. One is it makes a crazy pump and dump. And the other one is it moves like crazy after Bitcoin is done and sets through. And we can see that in the charts in just a second. But right now it seems that since it wasn't a pump and dump as the price is still extremely high, that most likely it's right now the time where it's going to regain, or I say recoup, a lot of the lost momentum from back in 2021 and from back in 2017, right? That was lost over time. I think this is the time where it's going to recoup a lot of that. And many of you are not ready for it because either you've never seen XRP or any coin really go that exponential, but trust me when I say that in bull markets, things just go way quicker than most anticipate. It's like hard to convince yourself that this might be a time where it just keeps gaining and keeps gaining and keeps gaining. But that's why I want to make these streams. That's why I want to sometimes make these videos to tell you that, let me just quickly see if I can find the post that I was looking for. I'll just quickly go ahead and find it for y'all's. Where's the... I'm looking for whatever I've saved, but I don't know where to find it over on Twitter. How do I find whatever I've got saved? Bookmarks, there we go. Let me go find it. 1 second. Here we go. I got it. So, one thing a lot of people will never admit to, but is very much the truth. Why is this tab not coming in? Okay, this is being awful. I'm trying to put the tab in like the other tabs, but it keeps wanting to go out. There we go. All right, so hey, brother, I appreciate you coming in the chat box, right? But please never give me a donation again with this name. This is the hardest name I've ever... I'm not... Brother, you're doing this to me for real? Yashrashin Chauhan. I don't know if it's like freaking... I don't know what angle I gotta tackle this one from, you know? I don't know what country, what type of racist accent I gotta go for. So, I don't know, bro. Anyway, thank you, man. I appreciate you. You didn't say anything, but thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Let's get back to the discussion, the topic at hand, though. So, one thing many people don't understand, right, is this basically what Plan B just posted. It's Bitcoin, crypto, being cyclical to the extent that it almost always works in the exact same way. And we've been saying this for a few years. I keep making videos almost every single day about this. Most people, they look at it and think, well, no, or well. But you know the thing is, in this phase that we're in right now, it's basically the start of the exponential cycle. And so why I keep making videos that kind of look dumb, where I say, guys, buy the freaking top. You might look at that and think, Dusty, that's the worst advice you've ever given anybody. And I always repeat back saying, hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm telling you guys what I am doing. If we look, statistically at, we can actually keep it even more simple. I wanted to bring up stats, but we can do it like this. If we look at Bitcoin's history, right? If you had always bought anywhere, you would have always been up because, well, over time, right now, Bitcoin is at the all-time high, so to speak. You would have been up anywhere you would have bought at. With XRP, not the case just quite yet, but again, we relate everything back to Bitcoin because, in my opinion, that's what I always say. You buy Bitcoin first and rotate when things start to go towards the yellow, right? So in this case here, we're starting to get towards the orange, I guess, where things are starting to go really exponential. But the peak is in, the bottom was in about 2 years ago, November 2022. This cycle basically lasts 4 years, 3 years of up, 1 year of down, 3 years of up, 1 year of down, 3 years of up, 1 year of down. Let me show you. To be, oh no, here we go. So again, 3 years of up, 1 year of down, 3 years of up, 1 year of down, 3 years of up, 1 year of down, and now again we expected 3 years of up. Again, I've shown you this chart even a year and a half ago, right? Back in maybe even April or something of 2023, we had this exact same chart open, and we're telling that this is what's going to happen. Back here, I remember in March of this year, we said, man, we're already going up too much for the short term. We should be going down for a bit, which we did. And then it's time to go and probably gain until like July or December or so of next year. And the thing is, within that time period, many people are like, oh, I should sell the top, I should sell. But the real, I'm going to say the real crypto people, most of them right now are scared to sell at these levels because we know that most likely it's just going to keep going on and on and on. Now, there will be some freaking hay in the midst, right? Some hay in your... By the way, I had a heavy night yesterday, okay? Cut me some slack if some of the words are not coming out right. That's why I got my guacamole to keep me sane. Let me get my train of thought. Also, we got about, let's see here real quick. We got about 650 people in. Everybody, who's still holding their XRP? Let's see. Show of hands. Let's see real quick. Canadian in the house. We got Dubai. Welcome, welcome. I should address that question. Should I sell my XRP now? I'll address that one. A real avocado is 69 cents. Man, what country are you living in? Avocado is like $2 a piece here. Avocados are expensive, man. Okay, so I think the most common question actually has been, should I sell my XRP to get into HBAR? What? Get into HBAR. Regardless, so my answer to should you sell your XP now, let me continue on with the story for a little bit, right? Most people, they understand we right now are at the point where the super cycle starts. So we're going to start going up from here. There might be some dips in the midst, sure. But generally speaking, every week you look back, we'll probably have pumped some more. And we've seen that the last few days with XRP, where I said, guys, let me just buy the freaking top. I don't really care. And many people are like, no, you shouldn't do that. But like, take a look at the results, right? The reason we are so many dollars in profit right now on these positions is not, and this is very important to understand, not because we had such a good entry, right? It's part of it. But that's for example, with the Bitcoin one, it's actually, we bought at a pretty stupid spot because in my other accounts, I also have a trade open from 35,000 and one from 53. And for example, the 53 and the something else, the 38, both of those were at a very, very big loss at the start. This 63,000 was probably at a, I put only $3,000 in, right? At the time, I think it was only $2,000. You know, this was at a very, very significant loss because it's cross and it's $33,000 position. It must have been at least $10,000, $20,000 in the negative. This Ethereum trade, which right now, again, is in like a slight positive, this was at least minus 25,000 as I had a $100,000 position open at the time. Do you understand that it's not really about timing too much if you have a little bit of a longer breath and if you're able to hold on for the quote-unquote longer while. This XRP position, it kind of looked dumb the moment that I opened it. It was at a very, very big negative at the start. And we only put $2,000 in, and right now it's in almost $20,000 worth of profit, right? 850 or so here. Then again, the Cardano trade we opened during the stream, it's still in 175% worth of profit. Not that much, but again, this was open during a stream because we said, you know what? We're going to blast the freaking top. We think we're going to go up more, so let's just buy the freaking dip. Sorry, so just buy the freaking top. By the way, guys, if you've not done it yet, check out the link down below to 𝗏𝗏. It's the crypto exchange I'm using for the videos from now on. And whenever we open trades together, it's going to be on here. But more importantly, it's because I got a little bone to pick with a friend of mine. I want to win this competition. And if we win, again, you guys are going to get a couple $1,000s because, again, the number one will win 4,000. And all it is about here is just trading volume, all right? We are a team. In this case here, we got 6 million. We are in 60th place or something. I want to get up there, though. And I think we can. We can definitely win this, because XRP is going crazy right now. Let's just quickly see. But yeah, we are 61st position. I think with a size that we've got right now, we should be able to get at least into the top 10 to win some bucks. But I really, really think my friend right here is number 2, 𝗏𝗀𝗃. Kind of need to beat him. And even Rover and all the other ones are in the top like 20 or so. So if you're trading right now, make sure you check out 𝗏𝗏. The link is down below. You also right now get yourself a little bonus. Let me quickly go ahead and find where that link is at, because I sent it to y'all before. I can't find it right now. Oh, here we go. So, here you go. Right now, the first 50 people that deposit get themselves $10 plus 5 XRP for free. No strings attached, that's it. Just link is down below. Check it out. You get that for absolutely free. Okay. And also, what I'm thinking of doing right now is what I could do also, if you guys are for it, is right now we've only got a few $100s on the account. I can put some more in. For example, I can put we can put another few $1,000s into the account if you guys are interested, and just try buy more. For example, yesterday we said, hey, let's buy whenever it hits the blue line, right? The problem is the blue line should have been slightly higher. If we only bought right there, it could have been good, because then we could have bought the $1 exactly dip, because it bounced off of $1 throughout the night or throughout this morning. What we could do from here, though, is, by the way, we are trending upwards still. A lot of people don't realize the way that the XP chart is looking. We just hit a top, right? We peaked, so to speak. We peaked right there. Then retraced right back to $1, which is a major support. I thought 94 would be more juicy, but hey, $1 is a very big psychological barrier. And right now we're slowly but surely building ourselves back up. Theoretically speaking here, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go for a massive crash, every dip here is just a nice one to buy. Again, that's my opinion. $1 I think is nice to buy at, just because it's kind of a round number. But also, if you have long enough of breath and you believe that it's not going to zero, then you can I don't know. It's kind of hard to lose in this instance. That's why some of these trades, I can show you in a second. But one of the trades we've got, let me show you right now, actually, matter of fact. We could grab it. I have to open another account though, but I can show it to you, I think. Let me quickly log into another account here. This is our stream account. We opened this trade on a stream. So anybody who was here, like a few months back, could have also done this. So if you want me to reveal it, this is a Bitcoin trade. We put about $2,000 in. How much profit do you think it's in right now? We put $2,000 into this trade. I want you guys to guess. So right now, put your best guesses forward. Oh, I got this open. And also, if you're not done yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this stream right now. We got about 800 people in the chat. We have about 2,000 people in total. Get those likes up there to at least 500, guys. Come on, why not? Push them up. Let's go, push them up. Guesses are in, okay? So we got $2,000 into this trade a little while back during a stream. It was actually $1,500, but then I used a little bit of profit to buy more because I think I put $5,000 into an account and I said, guys, should we go long or short? You guys said long, and during that stream, I got absolutely wrecked. I thought I lost all the money, but we didn't. So I did not get liquidated, luckily, even though the position was at a major loss. And then I kind of forgot about it for a few months. Later on, I looked at my account and I was like, hey, why is there so much money inside? We got some guesses in. One of you guys is actually very, very close. The $2,000 that we put in right now, a few months back, is right now in $33,000 worth of profit. Now, again, we paid some funding fees, and people often look at and say, Dusty, why are the fees so high? Man, do you think I care about these fees for a few months, right, of waiting? Because we are up $33,000 on $2,000 that we put in. Who cares about the $2,000 we have to pay to basically use all this leverage? I don't. I don't care about that. But some people, for some reason, really, really do. Anyway, so this, again, is another point where people say, Dusty, you can't make a lot of money with little money, quote unquote, right? It's like, oh, how do you do that? Well, in this case here, we used $2,000. We flipped it to 33. And we've done that multiple times. You saw my XP trade, right? We put $2,000 in. Right now, it's worth like, what, 20 bands? $20,000? So if you just keep doing this, it's really not that hard. And again, all I said about this trade is just have a long enough breath. As long as you do not think crypto is going to zero, then how can you lose, right? No, these are not options trading. Anyway, if you want to check out these exchanges, I've got a link to Bybit down below, but you can't use it everywhere. If you want to trade somewhere else, you can check out Blowfin. You can use it from everywhere in the world, I think. Maybe if you're in the US, you might need a VPN, but it works. So, yeah, it's one of the best platforms right now, I think. So, a lot of you guys are asking, why is this bullish for XRP, huh? Why is this all good? Well, let me give you guys a little story. And should you sell your XRP? Both of those I'll address. Now, if we reflect back on the... there's some peppers in this motherfucker. They're not hot peppers, but they're just like, they mess you up. You know what I mean? Like they're bigger pepper ball. They're bigger Oh, never mind. I won't say that. Let me quickly refresh this. So, if you just relate back to the story I just talked about with regards to Bitcoin, right? That we're most likely from here going to go up quite significantly. If you relate back to that story and think, hey, so if Bitcoin is probably going to keep continuing on to gain from here because it's not going to zero, and altcoins will most likely really do well because of that, then what should we do with our coins? Well, if you have this idea that, hey, you know what? I really want to be in and out quickly. I've already made enough money. I'm satisfied. Get out. If you see a pump of 50% in a day and you're satisfied, get out. For example, I'll show you real quick. The biggest gainer today, this mantra, I have more money in mantra than almost any other coin right now, right? Why? Well, except for Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum. But generally any other altcoin, I've got more money in mantra right now than anything else. Why? Because it's been up like 200% in a few days, it feels like. It's only 150% in the last 3 days, but you You know what it is. But the first time I bought Mantra was a long time ago. The moment I got in heavily though was like 15 cents or 10 cents. So it's basically up 25x or so from I bought that. But the thing is, I consider Mantra right now a top tier coin. It's like akin to, you know, Solana and all those. In terms of that, it's not a 1000x potential coin anymore, but it's one that really won't, quote unquote, completely die out because it's found its ground, right? It's found its base. To give a little story back on that, I am comfortable holding more Mantra. I'm comfortable having a lot of money in Mantra, but I am pretty much satisfied with some of the gains though. The problem becomes that it's so big right now. Oh, I keep saying these very suspicious things. Oh, it's so big right now that I'm okay, sorry, I was just quickly seeing some text from you guys. It's so huge right now that I'm like, well, I don't really have to sell it no more because over the bull run, it's probably going to keep gaining time and time again. Whereas if it was a number 200 coin or whatever, I'd be more questioning whether or not it's going to be sustainable. Then again, because I'm very much satisfied with 150% gains on the last week and like whatever, 1000% gains over the last few months, yeah, it's fine with selling something. Now, if we relate it back to XRP, again, there are a couple risk factors. One is that Bitcoin goes down. Two is that there's something really bad that happens in the lawsuit. Number three, which is a very logical one, is that people all of a sudden lose their faith back in XRP because of some FUD story or because the general optimism just goes down, with the reasoning being, well, in 2021 it wasn't able to do it, break the all-time high. Why now? If that narrative really spreads along, maybe, just maybe, right, it's going to face the same or similar sort of situation. I don't think so, but it could. Right? And especially with now the Ethereum situation, Ethereum is one of the worst performing coins this cycle thus far. People are thinking, man, maybe it's time to sell Ethereum. Maybe it's time to go. I do believe Ethereum will still go for a run, but the narrative going around right now is I'm losing my train of thought every time right now. I would say the narrative right now is to hate on Ethereum. And so for that reason, maybe Ethereum is also being kept back a little bit, right? It just went for a pretty good run the last few days, going from 2,300 or whatever, like 2,000 actually, to 31, 34, maybe even. I don't know what it got to like a few days back. But relatively, it's kind of nothing if you could consider where Bitcoin is at, for example, and how crazy of a run Solana had this season. Then again, even BNB has not been doing too well this last couple of weeks or months. So if you're asking me, should you sell your XRP? It depends. Do you feel as if it's going to zero? Well, if the answer is yes, then obviously sell it. Obviously, just get rid of it, buy something else. If you're thinking, oh, it's going to probably do well from here, then, well, why would you sell it? If you think so, if you think it's going to do well, then why would you sell it? If you're not sure what it's going to do, then obviously the answer has to be, well, do you feel comfortable with the position you've got? Do you think you've got enough money in it? Do you think you don't have enough money in it? What are you feeling? Because at the end of the day, this feeling is different for anybody. Some people look at the mantra that you've got, for example, this is just to get back to the example, and are like, you know what? It's up a few 100% this week, sure, but I think it's going to do another 600%. So then don't sell it. But I'm, for example, very comfortable because I made 150% gains. Some people are like, no, I need to make at least 600% gains. To each their own, right? I am not really a big fan of selling and buying back cheaper unless we're talking about positions in terms of these trading things. If I have my spot holdings, I never sell and buy back cheaper, almost never. If we're talking about these trades that I've got open, yes, I sell and buy back cheaper all the time because I'm talking about a dollar base there. So when it comes to many of my cryptos, I really care about having as many coins as possible. I do. And for that reason, I feel too much fear to sell the coins and try to buy them cheaper because what if I wait too long, the price only keeps going up, now I have to buy, or I can only buy less coins. So maybe even though let's say I have $500,000, right? And I sell it right now. I sold my 500,000 XRP for 500,000 US dollars. Well, in my head, if I now buy back in, even if I buy it at like $1.70 or let's say $2 per XRP, well, I still got my $500,000, and if it does well, XRP from there, I might take this 500,000 and turn it into $1 million once XRP goes to $4, which is still doubling my money. Amazing. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, at first, I had 500,000 XRP. Now I only have 250,000 XRP. So even though I still have $500,000 in that instance, I lost half of my coins, so to speak. And there's a difference in, if we're talking about trading on these platforms, for the most part, you're doing it with the stable coins or the money you've got already, that is in dollars for the most part, right? So there, if I'm selling and buying back cheaper, all I care about is making the dollar amount I've got more. I don't really care about buying more coins with it or having more coins. I care about having more dollars. So there, I think it's better to sell and buy back cheaper, etc., etc. If we're talking about my long-term holdings, I am too afraid that the scenario I just described to you will happen, which is why I'm not a really big fan of that. Then again, if you're asking me how far can I go, I'm also always a neutral person that would state, man, there's an opportunity for XRP to really go to like $7, $12 here. And there's an opportunity, I'm being realistic because there's no reason to lie to you, that there's going to be another wave where Bitcoin just slashes a bit and everything starts falling for another month or so. Because again, we got to realize this is a multi-month thing. It's not a weekly thing or whatever. To elaborate on that, let me quickly put this on the side and show what I mean. Where's this chart? Here we go. Here we go. So we got to see this from a multi-month perspective, not a daily or a few day thing, right? I think, again, if we look over the next few months, maybe July, maybe December, this is where we'll be. And I think XRP will probably go on a similar sort of curve, maybe even do a 10x or 15 or 20x from here, who knows? However, right, in the midst, there could be very, very big slashes for Bitcoin. It could go right back to 74,000, for example. And XRP from the short term could then face a very, very big slash also. Or like I said, a couple of these other factors could play a role. It's possible. So would I sell it? No, I'm not a big fan of selling it. Would I sometimes take profit in my positions? Sure, why not? I think it's smart to do. So let's see here real quick. Again, we gotta ask this question more often because it's starting to get more and more interesting now. How many of you guys are in profit on your XRP or on your trades? Just say yes if you're in profit or no if you're at a loss. You understand how this is quite scary, right? The more people that say yes to a question like this, the more scary things get, not the better, right? So people look at this and are excited, but you understand that the more people that say, yeah, I'm in profit, whoa, 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 theoretically speaking, the worse it gets. Because that means that these people, like there's a couple arguments to be made, but for the most part here, this means these people now all have a reason to sell because they're in profit. But again, my counter to that is now, think about it. XRP's been down for so freaking long. If they didn't dump their full stack, they didn't go out yet, where are they going to go out? We're already in price discovery, at least for the first 3 years. The fact that we're able to get to these prices and sustain the $1 price mark, in my opinion, is so freaking bullish. If you understand what I mean? Like right now, we are above $1. Most people that I know, everybody actually seems to be at a profit, yet the price is still here. That means the selling pressure relatively is actually quite low, and I think a lot of people are waiting for these higher prices. We got Satoshi Stacker in the chat saying, hello, Sir Rusty. If I have 100 XRP and XRP goes to $10, how much will it be worth? 7 billion. This is a very good question. Actually, you know how many people have asked me this? If I've got like 100 XRP and XRP goes to $10 per coin, how much money will that be? This question I get so freaking often, you'd be surprised. But for anybody that really did not know, it's obviously $1,000. And anyway, the fact that people are questioning that, by the way, this Satoshi's just joking, but it kind of makes me afraid of the populace that has joined the game. But you'd be surprised, all right? One of my videos just now got over 1 million views, with a lot of people still being like, "Oh." Somebody says Pepe is pumping, really? Let's go take a look. I mean, I like your enthusiasm, brother. I like your enthusiasm. It comes from a pure place, but I don't know if I could consider that pumping. Oh, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's up like 10% or so. We're like spoiled now, I guess, huh? Like the last couple of days have been so crazy that a 10% pump is like useless to me now. And that's another funny thing of bull markets, that this is all just like little. You remember a few months back, if you guys were here, a 10% pump in a day would be amazing. Wow. And now coins are up 50, 40, whatever. Real peak bull market, guys, you're going to see so much more of this, that the gains are just day in, day out, day in, day out, which is 20, 30, 40% all across the top 100. Like what we're seeing right now is very, very little relatively. Like the real gains we're making right now it's quite low still, because we're not in a full-fledged alt season yet, right? People still prioritize Bitcoin over the rest. This dominance at some point will be like 30% probably, because people have switched from Bitcoin to all these altcoins that can make them more money. Daryl says, will XRP ever hit $5? First of all, guys, some people would like to think we've got the crystal ball, right? Because I always do like this, like, you know, I can see, and I see in the crystal ball. I look and, oh, this is where the price is going to go next. But ultimately, nobody really knows for sure. All we can do is look at probabilities. And I'm like, well, there's a good probability XRP is going to see $5. What did you just write in my chat? What did I just read? Okay. But some of you guys need therapy, man. All right. Back to the drawing board. Interesting. So in a few months, I think Bitcoin's dominance will be slightly. We'll just crash completely. Right now, though, Bitcoin is still, for the most part, going sideways. A lot of you guys were talking about Total 3. Let's actually take a look at that. Let's quickly open Total 3 up to see how, indeed, the crypto market is looking. Because actually, it's funny, we're actually above $3 trillion right now for the total crypto space. And still, I think it's actually really quite low, right? I think over the next few months, it's going to go so super cycle mode. But a lot of people are just not ready for it yet. They've forgotten what real peak bull markets look like. A lot of people have never seen. Hey, let's see. Which year did you guys get into crypto? So, if you want to know what Total 3 is, by the way, here we go. This is awful. There we go. Total 3 is the total crypto market cap if you take Bitcoin and Ethereum away. So this is basically the real altcoins, right? This is what we see. The real altcoins, because Ethereum is kind of like a main coin nowadays, right? So we kind of disconsider that, or not consider that an altcoin anymore. It's an altcoin, but obviously Ethereum is so grounded in that a lot of people like to look at the real alts, especially because Ethereum is kind of garbage this season. Anyway, so what we're seeing right here is how the altcoins are performing. And what is crazy to see is how Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of, okay. But the alts are really starting to pump the last few weeks. Now, on the daily as well, you can see it's starting to break some heights. We are... Let's see, are we actually at the highest point ever? No, not yet. Still a pretty big way away. We are still how much? We're still about 40% away from hitting an altcoin peak. Then again, I personally think we are actually at one of these infancy points right now. Just like how previously we can actually, which one is it? Where is the, you know what? Let's just see it like this mentally. Might actually also be fine. You can kind of see how right now, where we're at, this point right here, is most likely kind of in the 2021 cycle. It's like this point right here, right? Where things are starting to do well, but you still have yourself a pretty crazy, let's quickly see, still pretty crazy like 1,000% gain or so to come. And the previous cycle here is not fully developed yet, but let's just say we are right now at a dip, for example. We're doing well, we've pumped a little bit, but basically the crazy gain cycle, in this case here 1,300%, is still yet to come. I believe indeed that we have seen this downside a little bit. Perhaps there's one more flush of sorts, can happen, surely. But the crazy spike is not here yet. And for that reason, right, if we, for example, were to pump about 1,000% or so from here, which is not unreasonable, you can see the total alt market cap ends up at like 10 trillion. And that's what I keep relating back to when I talk about my XRP, Dogecoin, and all these price predictions. Even though, you know, they're just kind of like taken out of thin air, really, because you can never really predict these things properly, except for Bitcoin. Most of them are kind of based on the idea that we are going to see at least a $10 trillion altcoin season. But I do believe it might actually go way more exponential this time around because BlackRock joined the game. And I think the amount of money entering crypto this season will really trump it all relatively, right? So everybody knows about crypto. They've known about it for a while. Many of them will be like, oh, I tried to give up, blah, blah, blah. I think this time around, the seriousness of the space has increased by such margins because of BlackRock, etc., that the amount of money flowing in this time around will be so much different. A lot more institutional money, a lot of ETFs are going to flow on in for Solana, etc. It's going to be bigger, I think. If I had to hold one, which would it be, XRP or Solana? This, I think, right? I think the question is really not that wide, not a good one to ask, because at the end of the day, if you're just holding one, it's literally luck. You never really know which of the two is going to do well. Nobody does. Even the Solana Foundation doesn't know if their coin is going to do better than XRP. Yes, they can manipulate their own coin, and they can try to push the other one down or try. But then again, the other guys can do the same, so to speak. So you never really know what the other coin is going to do. And if you think about it like that, even Solana doesn't know if their coin is going to do better than XRP. How can I know? How can you know? So if you like both of them for some reasons, get both. If you're like, no, but I can only do one, why would that ever be an instance? Why would you ever only be able to go for one? And if you like one and you don't like the other, then the choice is easy. If you're only thinking, no, I can only choose, I have to choose one, then you're just fighting imaginary battles, my friend. This is like a battle you should not be fighting, in my opinion. So Bitcoin right now, as it stands, is coming right back down, though. Just quickly keeping this open, take another bite. So somebody said sold 22 Solana for SUI, good or bad? SUI has gone on a super cycle run here recently. So theoretically speaking, SUI is scarier than Solana because it's gone so well the last few weeks. On the opposite side, SUI is in discovery, right, where Solana hasn't even broken the all-time high yet. And Solana is obviously already way bigger. If SUI gets to Solana's market cap, you have crazy multiples to go. And since they're both like proper layer ones, there's an argument to be made that SUI is actually in a way better spot. The counter to that, and it's illogical, and it should be, kind of for his Solana still has to have its run. It hasn't really done anything yet. And I know it went from like $7 or whatever to $250 now, but it's not broken all-time high. And the moment that it does, it could go on a Bitcoin-like run where it just keeps going and going and going. It could go on a SUI-like run where it just keeps going and going and going. As it's one of the biggest of the biggest. The meme coin season has been on Solana for the most part. I mean, there is a big run possible, whereas SUI has already done that. So maybe a lot of money is actually going to rotate out of SUI, but I kind of don't think so. I think right now in a good bull market season, right, people are going to ape into whatever works well, and it will keep working well, which is basically the start of the video. I said at the start, one of the most prominent things we're going to see right now is things that do well do better. And that's why I gave you guys that tip a week or two ago. I said, and I said this in Singapore, so I'm back in September also. I said, whenever you start to see things do really, really well, there's two types of investors, right? There's the value investor and the momentum investor. Guys, real quick though, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this stream. We have about 1,000 people watching right now. Make sure we get those likes up to at least 500. Or I'm going to eat the whole stream. No, just kidding. But make sure you press the like button if you haven't done it yet. I keep spamming that a little bit because it helps the stream out and it doesn't cost you anything. That's why I keep saying it. I understand it might be annoying, guys. Same for this. If you've not checked it out yet, make sure you check out blin if you want to trade crypto. This is the platform I'm using right now. I want to win. I really want to win. I really want to win. I'm getting more and more obsessed about winning because I'm like, it's so easy, I think. It's going to be quite easy to win. But I kind of am thinking we should do it as a team. Otherwise, I might have to do it myself. I maybe have to pick up the pace and just win on my own. But that's less funny. I think we should do it as a team. Kind of want to see how you guys can do it. Regardless, to get back to it, there's two types of investors, right? Momentum investor and, like I said, the value investor. Value investor, for the most part, are people who buy because it's either undervalued, they see a good value proposition in it, and they're like, you know what? This will probably do well. If I get a good entry, it's nice. and a good entry there being a quote-unquote cheap one. Obviously, they see things from the perspective of the lower things go, the less risky they get, which is basically in all those traditional investment books, right? Intelligent Investor, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They always state the same thing, which is the lower the prices go, the less risky things get. Now, the other side of that curve is mostly me and bull markets and me from the last few months, momentum investing. So how does that work? Well, you buy whatever works. Sounds stupid? It is. You buy whatever goes up a lot because you expect it to go up more. And there's a very, very good example here with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I don't freaking know. It's gone on a crazy run, right? Tesla similarly. People who kept buying the freaking top, who just kept on buying, well, would they have made a crazy amount of money or lost? Well, mostly for the last few years, they would have made crazy sums of money. At some point it ends though, and that's basically how we see crypto in a cyclical form. Well, with crypto as well, it ends after a few years, but generally speaking, if you had bought the S&P, you always bought the freaking top, you would have still made a ton of money. Now, it might have been looking bad at the start, but you know the S&P will most likely just keep going on. Because it's kind of a slower market than crypto, you're fine with waiting for a dip sometimes, but even if you just bought the freaking top, you know it's doing well, it will most likely keep doing well, keep doing better. With these cryptos kind of similarly, if you are buying something that does really, really well, right? Mantra, for example, it's gone from like 1 cent to $3 something in a very short amount of time. I think it was less than a cent maybe a while back. Well, I mean, there's a good chance it's just going to keep continuing on with this pace. There's a very good chance. Now, again, this one has gained a lot over the past week or so. And some coins at that point, then they turn back around a little bit. As you see, for example, XRP, Flare, they went up like 50% a few days in a row, and that's why they're down ever so slightly. By the way, XRP, is it pumping again? I see $1.13 here. Is it just not refreshed or is it pumping again? No, it's just not refreshed. It's not pumping. Still at $1.07. But again, even on the XRP curve, right? And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying there's a very good chance that even though there might be a slight break, that generally speaking, this is what the trend is still going to look like. That we're still going to go primarily upwards. There will be some gaps. Here, for example, the price, can I not use shift here? I can. Went down like 6% over a few hours. But then again, most likely, if we look back over the next few days, we'll be up as long as Bitcoin doesn't go for a massive crash. Again, the caveat is almost always going to be Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes for a crazy move down, expect your alts, expect your positions to get shredded a little bit. Because that's usually what happens. So, somebody in the chat is, hey, let's see here. Which one of you guys thinks XRP will see the $2 mark this year still? How many of you guys think that will happen? A $2 XRP this year, right? 2024, not the next 12 months. Some person said, okay, 2 people said 100%. Some person says, oh, not impossible. I thought he said not possible. Why are people saying 100%? That is interesting to me. You really think it's going to go to $2 100%? 100% guarantee we see? Certainly. There's no real consensus in here, but generally, some people have a really interesting opinion in my mind. So, if you're saying 100%, then you're an interesting individual because that means you've got a frick ton of money. Why? Well, if you are 100% sure it's going to hit $2, again, which I don't, but if you think so, literally sell everything you've got, open a freaking 50x long or whatever on XRP, whatever long you can do, and even if you only got like a $50 to your name, sell everything, you got maybe a couple $100, you'll make millions of dollars. If it's guaranteed, you can become a billionaire if you're sure. You can make a lot of money, at least 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars you can make right now if you're certain it's going to happen. So again, if you're certain, go for it. And send me $1 million next month, or January or whatever. Just to, because I gave you the inspiration right now. Just send me $1 million or $2 million, right? That's a little gift. Why not? Because you probably made at least 40, 50 M's, right? If you're certain, that is. If you're certain it's going to go to $2, the amount of money you make is insane. The problem is that you never really know. You never really know for sure, right? It's always a game of most likely, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe. I'm going to reply back and say, well, it should have already hit, a few dollars, in my opinion. It should have actually gone to $2 at least already. By the way, you guys want to just buy some more? Should we buy a little bit? This is our trade together, right? So I'm going to put another $100 in, one out. Where's my sound? There's always a nice little sound. Let's buy another 100, I guess, because there's no sound. Let's see. Ah, there we go. I like that sound. What we just did is we bought another few $100s worth of XRP for our community trade here. Why? I don't know. I felt like it. No, this is just for fun. It's actually just to prove a point that I think over time this will be completely fine. On the really short term, it might look really, really dumb what we're doing, but as long as Bitcoin doesn't go for a massive crash, there's a very good probability XP is going to sit through. Then again, you never really know for sure, but I do believe that XRP has some really, really good momentum right now. And the fact that it actually is able to sustain $1 plus for so long, in my opinion, means that it's got a very good chance to set this through. But again, I'm not your financial advisor. And again, I will always tell you right now that if you are very, very comfortable with the gains you've made right now, sell something, sell a chunk, right? Sell, it's fine. You'd rather secure some profits than just round trip it all the way every single time. A lot of people do that. A lot of people make millions of dollars this season. You'll see people in this chat that right now have $1,000 to the name make $2 million. But the thing is, they make it, but they lose everything right back down. There's even some of my friends who might have made 40, 50 million and are now only worth a few $1 million. They lose tens of millions of dollars. It's going to happen. And the reason I'm warning you for that now is because the hardest thing to learn any bull market, it's not to make money. It's going to be so easy to make money. It's to keep the money when things start crumbling. Because the more you get accustomed to the upwards curve, to the bull market, the more you realize, this is a thing. It's going to sustain. It's going to keep going. It's going to go higher and higher and higher. And I wouldn't call it this word, which I don't want to say out loud. I wouldn't call it that. I would call it unrealistic optimism. Whatever comes up must come down. All right. Sorry, ladies. Whatever comes up must come down. It's the truth. You can only stay up for so long. You can only stay up for so long, all right? Whatever comes up must come down. I know it sucks, but you gotta understand that. And the hardest part of any bull cycle is making sure you hit that sell button and actually walk away. So that's why whenever people get into trading or whenever they get into investing like this, I always tell them, man, it's always better to sell some and have some realized gains than nothing at the end. Sometimes with your jurisdiction, but depending on where you are, maybe this is a very, very big difference between, for example, holding for X amount of time and other amount of time. Let's say, for example, your country has short-term trading rules where if you sell something within a day, you have to pay way more taxes than another area, blah, blah, blah. But then maybe things get different. But generally speaking, that's what I'm thinking. Check Bitcoin. Let's check Bitcoin. Flying, I wouldn't call this flying, good sir. I mean, it's going up a little bit. I think we have a different idea of what flying means, but it's doing okay. It's not doing too shabby. At least it's come back up at least $500. And before, $500 is like a lot of money, right? But now in Bitcoin, the daily price moves is like $3,000. So if it moves like 500, I don't really feel that too much anymore. Next hour watch. Are you going to move it, my good sir? You're saying it like you're going to manipulate the markets for us. I'm happy for us. I'm happy for you if you do. Please pump our bags, brother. If XRP touched the $2 mark, then what would the market capitalization of XRP? What a good statement. So I don't really see why people are so obsessed with market cap numbers. You might say they matter. You might say that you might say they don't matter. In my own humble opinion, let me quickly go to where is it? Oh, it turned around everything. Here we go. Speak my language. In my opinion, the market cap in actual numbers doesn't really matter that much. I don't really see any good reason as to why it would. Like whatever number it says right there, what can you derive from that? How big it is? How much money there is inside? Yeah, but we can't really quantify properly how much would be okay or not okay. I sometimes say it in terms of being reasonable with the inflows, but a $3 million inflow into whatever coin can cause a $7 billion increase in market cap, right? Theoretically speaking, if everybody stops selling for a little bit and XRP becomes worth more, let's say we decide, right, as a rule, a general rule, that XRP should not be sold for below $5 anymore. The market cap is now up, 5x. And you might say, Dusty, but that's a supply and demand thing. Sure, I get that. But now no new money was theoretically speaking added, but yet the market cap is 5x of what it was before. Now, perhaps there's not going to be that many trades anymore or whatever, or not many people like to buy it anymore. But let's say we now just consider that XRP can never be sold below $5 anymore, that's the new rule. Now, all of a sudden, the market capitalization is $300 billion. Was there really new money added? Not necessarily, right? So from that perspective, I always say you don't got to focus on market cap and restrictions that too much because it's a new asset class. So what we thought was possible because of stocks, commodities, or even global wealth in that sense might change over time. But to be realistic with you, right? If we're talking about going to a market capitalization of 7 quintillion or whatever, it is kind of rare. It's kind of strange to consider. But then again, this whole crypto space has gone exponential to an extent that almost nobody expected. Are there simulator apps to practice with fake money? Yeah, you can always go to the exchange and use like prop, how do you say it? Like demo accounts, for example, if you like. Isn't the volume a better indicator? The market cap is meaningless, just a tag. No, volume is the most useless metric there exists because you can fake the volume. Obviously, there's many companies and their whole business is to create volume. So no, I mean, literally right now, I can make $10 billion worth of volume today if I want to, right? You can literally just buy, sell. So that means nothing. It means less than nothing. It's only when something has no volume that it's probably very illiquid or your spread's going to be really high, et cetera, et cetera. But the difference between a $4 billion volume and a $19 billion volume, it doesn't really tell you that much at all. A lot of exchanges got in trouble for wash trading, right? Well, at the end of the day, an exchange is ranked based on how much money is flowing around. But they theoretically speaking can manipulate the number. Which they do, by the way. Every exchange does it. They might say they don't, but they do. It's just the game. So somebody asked, hey, is it better to take profits in stablecoins or fiat when things are crazy and lots of volume, question mark. I think you meant, is it better to take profits to stablecoins / fiat when things are crazy and lots of volume, or when, yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on your size. Like everything, huh? Depends on your size. If you're asking me if it's a better idea to cash out when things are highly liquid, right? When the market's highly liquid and when there's a lot of volume, Well, yeah. I mean, your price is probably going to be better. But if you got like $7 to your name, it doesn't matter. If you meant like, oh, because the price is going to drop the next day, but that could happen any day. The volume then doesn't really matter. If you want to cash like $75 million, then yeah, it's probably better when there's a really, really high volume day. You can sell into the buys. If you want to sell really illiquid shitcoin, it's better to do it when there's a lot of buys because you can sell into that volume. But generally speaking, you got $10,000 to your name, you're trying to sell it all. It doesn't matter what the volume is that day. It's going to be high enough to just take in whatever you want to sell without any price drop for the most part. I mean, if you got a lot of money, okay, this is actually a thing that most people will never need in their lives. But if you have a lot of money and you want to liquidate it in a streamlined way with the least amount of price impact, you can always contact a market maker and they can do it for you. Liquidate it with hopefully minimum price impact. Let's say you really want to cash out a couple $100,000. Most likely you're fine just doing it. If you want to cash out on smaller coins though, you can actually contact them. They will take a fee, but most likely they'll get a better price for you. Is it worth it? Most times no. Most times it's not even worth your effort. But maybe if you want to cash out $20 million and you're like, hey, how did I do that? Contact the right company. They might be able to help you get more bang for your buck. Somebody says, bro, don't eat. Just invest. You will double by tomorrow. You're right. I should do that. Cuddy says, last chance to buy Bitcoin at 90,000. Huh. Well, our idea was that we were going to see $100,000 hopefully by Christmas. But there's a really beautiful tweet I do want to highlight though. Let me quickly try to find it. From my friend Scotty. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. Let me go grab it, yeah? He had a pretty beautiful tweet. And a lot of people, again, I think personally, forget this. But let me quickly go ahead and find it. Here we go. This tweet, I think, is quite nice. So, the story. In before stuff gets a little silly, it might be time to incorporate/think about taking profit or profit-taking strategies. Many will temporarily be wealthy by Christmas, but many will have a hard time when we inevitably go like 30% or whatever down in the not-so-distant future. Margin traders will get taken out on a stretcher. Hardcore shitcoin compradors will take massive L's, and this is for people that buy meme coins and just keep stacking the meme coin because they realize that it just keeps going up. Will take massive L's when the full port rotation goes down 70%, etc., etc. I think, let me see, is the screen so good? Yeah, we're still good. I think we have a couple good weeks ahead of us, but please just rotate profits into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, spot. And this means that you should not only have leveraged things open and just whenever you can buy some major coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever. At some point you can rotate back out of them, but it's never a dumb idea to not only be on the smaller coins, right? I always think Ethereum has been bad, but over time, over this season, it will probably still do really well. And Bitcoin has been slow in comparison to like things like SUI and whatnot, but the general direction is upwards. And so whenever we're talking about cashing out, I personally think you don't have to cash out to stables all the way if you want to, you still want to be in the crypto space, but then you cash out from whatever made you money and you put some into the main assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc. The longer the bull continues, the more percentage of your portfolio should be in weekly, cold, hard cash outs. This is, again, a very important part. Start with like 5% a week. I think this is high. So what one of my best friends, one of my best investor people that I know told me is from 2025, start cashing out 1% a day, right? If you do 5% a week, it might be slightly annoying timing wise. If you do 1% a day, I think on average, you will get yourself a really good deal. But he says increase by 5% every week. You won't feel the profit taking while in a raging bull because your stuff will 2x like every week or so. You are the only one to blame for not realizing profits. Literally change your family's life if you can. Have a beautiful Sunday. The most important part about this being that I know he himself also has made, this guy, by the way, he's one of the best traders I know, but he's also one of the best fumblers that I know. All right, in the sense that he's made so ridiculously much money and lost so ridiculously much money. Like he's one of the best at it. And I love him for that because he's a freaking G. But to that extent, I'll also tell you right now that he knows better than most of us that you should definitely just take some profits here and there. And very importantly, do not scale the money right back in. Right? You got to keep that money away. And people, even I'm jealous of or guilty of this. You cash out money and eventually like, oh, but I should actually buy this or should buy that. The word friends is a thing of the past. So what should I call them then? Family? Anyway, so to that extent, yeah, the one mistake I've also made is that you wrote that money right back in because you're like, you know what? It can actually go higher. Or, hey, I should actually buy this with that money, et cetera, et cetera. And then you're right back into the same predicament as before. Is it too late to buy? Well, again, so for some people, this is going to be one of the lowest prices they'll ever get into, probably. For some others, this is like the last price they'll ever see because they're cashing out because they made that much money. It's so, like, everybody's on their own journey. So if you're asking me, is it too late to buy? Do you think it's going to go to zero? If the answer is yes, then do not buy. If you think it's going to go way higher, it's only a timing issue. Then it's just a matter of, well, how much time do you have in terms of patience? If you want almost, in my opinion, like guaranteed-ish, then it's probably better to just stick with Bitcoin, right? Because it has the highest probability to continue on. The lower along the range you go, the, man, what's this comment section, man? But the lower down the rankings you go, the more random your chances are also going to be. And so, is it too late to buy? In my opinion, no, because we're just at like one of the earlier phases of the bull market. But some people will tell you that this is where you should be cashing out. But again, I believe that we are just at the start. Like the real super cycle we keep talking about, I don't think it's there just quite yet. It's happening, and I've said this for a while, but like the super part of cycle, nah, I think we're in a good spot, but not that crazy. Give it some time though. In a few months, we'll be at the freaking moon. Hey, by the way, guys, I stream every day. If you've not subscribed yet, make sure you do so. You've got nothing to lose. And yeah, I mean, maybe you've got something to win because maybe you get a notification if we open up another stream. Maybe something crazy happens. You need to be notified. Oh, but no, you didn't get notification. Boo-hoo, dumbass, no money for you. Because you can always ignore the notification. You can always look at it and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not in the mood for this. But sometimes I remember when Ripple won that lawsuit. All the people that joined the stream early, because I opened a trade immediately, you could have made a crazy sum of money. Because I think we made like, I'm not sure percentage-wise anymore, but it was a pretty good bag. I think like on live, with the amount of money that was in the account, I think it was, I don't remember, maybe 40,000 or something like that. Even though we got in really, really late. But anybody who joined then would have still probably been able to follow the same trade by being quick. Because that was the time that it went to like a dollar almost, right? 94 cents, and then fell right back down. This time around, the fact that we're above it, and we're like at the start of this run is really, really so freaking nice in my opinion. I'll be the first to tell you that, again, this might not be sustained for the next little while. I'm just the first to tell you. I'm very, very satisfied already that we're at these prices. Nobody that's ever bought XRP should be at a loss right now. If you are, this is so stupid of you. And that's why I keep saying as well, if you are really, really comfortable here because you made so many gains, cash them out, enjoy it, be happy, because it is a volatile market. We know where we're going to end over the next few months. We don't know where we're going to be over the next few days. Raymond says, I stream every day unless I'm in some lavish jet set vacation, not hating. Are you talking about me? My friend, my life is a vacation. Every day I enjoy, I'm happy. I literally don't have to stream or do anything, but I do it because it's kind of funny. Oh yeah, my camera stopped. Sometimes I wonder what's going on with this camera or the connections. Why does it keep tripping up? Oh, there we go. Notice how exchanges limit how high a limit order on XRP. Binance was $4. What? You want to put like a limit order to sell XRP at $4 right now already? Yeah, you can do that, I guess. Is it $4 at the maximum? Why would that be? Maybe though. I've never really looked into that. Could be. Are you financially set to not have to work? Interesting question. Very interesting question. Interesting question. We're on a roller coaster on a huge mountain. Yes. Hey, Kig! It's been a while, man. He's also one of the OGs. He used to be around, right? Okay, I thought so, but maybe I'm mistaken some people now. Could be. Man, 𝗓𝗍 is really one of those freaking bull market bangers, man. Every single time cryptos start pumping a bit, there's like 1,000 people asking about 𝗓𝗍. I don't know what they've done in terms of marketing that it's literally everywhere, man. Really? I don't know what they do with their marketing. That's crazy. GMT says the maximum limit order to sell XRP is $4. Oh, okay, okay. I don't know why that would be actually, but maybe it's. I don't know actually. Maybe it's for your own sake, just because it's a waste. I don't know. I don't know why that would be. Dusty, if you had an extra 2K to invest right now, what do you do with it? Does any of it or all go to XRP or something else? No, I mean, if I had another extra 2K, I wouldn't invest it at all. Yeah, but if I wanted to invest $2,000, if that's your point, then I'd probably go for a pretty good split over a few different cryptos. I would never in my life, that's the worst thing anybody can ever do in my opinion, is just buy one thing. But it also depends on what type of person you are. Some person will like to trade it more rather than to hold it more. But I would probably just buy a bag of maybe 10 different things. Depending on where in the market we are. Right now, for example, I'd probably go slightly more risk on, right? On buying some slightly smaller things. If you're a real meme coin guy, like being seriously with you, I would only buy meme coins, but it's kind of hard for the people that are not into meme coins, which is why I wouldn't tell you that. If I was really willing to put the effort in, if I had the time, if I had the stamina, I'd only go for memes, just buy, a few. But if you don't have time, you don't have effort, you don't have the power to really sift through and do the hard work, then I would just stick to a couple of the big ones already. So a couple of the big coins. It doesn't really matter which ones you buy. I'm very, very open with you. Because right now we're in a season where a lot of these coins are going to start going exponential in a really, really random way. I mean, if we just look at the top right now, I don't even know. Like, Mantra is one of my biggest bags. Huh? I should know it. I know almost anybody in the team. I know many of them. I don't even know what's going on and why it's pumping so much. And if there's anybody who should know, it should be me. All right, but I don't even know. They might be writing updates. It's everywhere, but I literally do not know. And nor do I really care. Because in the grand scheme of things here, in bull markets, you're just going to see a lot of this where it just keeps going up and up and up. No explanation, no news anymore. In a bear market, news moves or announcement moves or, oh, this might happen or speculation. Bull markets, it could be speculation also that fuels things, like hype and stuff. But for the most part, it's going to be yeah, I would say kind of random, actually. A lot of it is going to be random. A lot of it is going to be just strange flows that are not really understandable. Kid comes in and says, I've been following you since you had a little less than 1,000 subscribers. Great content. Less than 1,000, huh? I'm very suspicious of that. But if you say so, that's interesting. Because I'm not sure if I was making crypto videos when I had less than 1,000 subscribers. I think I had different videos at the time. It could be 2,000, though. Anyway, but that's been a long journey then. You've been around for a while, huh? But so, like you recognize a name, but then sometimes you look at it like, you know what? Am I sure that it was a flower or was it just something else, right? But I thought, hey, you've been around a long time. But then I looked really deeply at the logo. I'm like, maybe not. How do you feel about ICP? I got no ICP, I think. Maybe a little bag. I don't think so. Like, I remember there was so much drama with BitBoy, like years back, with ICP. And he said it was being manipulated, yada, yada, yada. I never got into it, man. Cuddy says, say thank you at least. He just paid $10 to speak to you. You don't have to pay ever. He knows that. He's been around for so many years. Thank you for the $10 US, by the way. But please, you can just talk on the chat. You don't need to pay to talk. I just read your comment right there. Why do people say how many coins they hold? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're flexing on us. Opinion on BONK? Yeah, BONK is freaking bonkers, man. BONK is a good one. But it's like in the top tier of memes where it will probably just keep doing well. Then again, this season it's not really been hyped up. But I said before, with memes, most of them at the top already will just keep continuing on. Okay, we're in an interesting predicament. So, okay, this is also an interesting question. Can you advise on the exchange called 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗀𝗧𝗏? I staked a year ago. Now lots of shady activities going on. Well, then take your money off. What are you talking about? If you find it shady, take it. I've never heard of it before, but if you find it shady, get out as quickly as you can. Should I swap my PopCap for SOL? Well, if you're in a lot of profit and you're satisfied with it, yeah, swap it back. But even PopCap right now, PopCap is one of the best memes of the season. There's a very good chance that if the market continues on, the PopCap will just keep thriving. Again, there will be a massive flush, probably have a 60-70% correction at some point. But, you know, it is one of the most... hey, buddy, Spirit... Hey. Man, it's nice to stream because a lot of the locals all of a sudden join back in, huh? Why is Radium worth more than XRP, with XRP having all the major hype? It's not. I don't know how you got to that idea. I have no idea what type of hat you pulled that information from. But guys, I think it's time to head out. We got our 500 likes almost, so it's about good. If you've not done it yet, make sure you check out blowfin right now. The first 50 people to sign up, as I said before, get themselves a free little gift, $10 and 5 XRP. Make sure you check out our link down below. Also, we have a training competition going on, and I want to win. So yeah, I mean, to win, I kind of gotta put us on the map by saying this a few times a day. Right now, it seems that Bitcoin is picking back up the pace, which is very, very nice to see. XRP is still quite neutral though, but again, on the short term, actually going down ever so slightly. On a slightly longer term, actually still looking quite beautiful as it stands right here. Then again, as I said, this is the competition that we got going on. Again, this is my team. We got 130 people in, but I want more. I want to win, all right? At least some sort of spot. We need to at least get into the top 25 to get into this list. And they have the same amount of people, so it should be possible. But yeah, again, the link for that is down below. I just want to beat my friend Brian. That's my most important thing here, because I think we can do it. And he texted me earlier today. Long story, but yeah, I kind of feel like I should be able to beat him. You know, anyway, there's a story for a different day. All I want to say is, man, I think we're in a really, really good spot right now. Crypto is looking super, super juicy. I think the super cycle is upon us. Even if it's not fully here just quite yet, you know, the alt season, we're in a good spot for alts, right? Things are looking good. A lot of my coins are up pumping. I'm happy for you guys as well. Some of the coins that I've not even talked about on YouTube here, like Research Coin. This one is doing amazing now as well. It's one of my bigger holdings. I wouldn't say it's one of my bigger holdings, actually, in terms of, it's one of my newer holdings, I should say that. And it's one that I do believe will go into the top 100. I'll tell a story about that later, maybe tomorrow or something. I'll make a video about that. But yeah, generally speaking, good market, good vibes, good times. I would not sell my coins, but if you are very, very comfortable with the profit you got, go ahead and sell some to realize some profits. At the end of the day, it's all about realized profits, not about paper profits. You might want to take 1,000 screenshots of your portfolio and you feel nice, but at the end of the day, if you end up with like $0 in your freaking bank or wherever you put it on, then what was the point, right? So yeah, that was it for this stream today. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you do that. And we'll get back to another stream, hopefully somewhere tomorrow, right? All right, get back to a stream tomorrow, maybe later today if something crazy happens. If we see an XRP pump, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, right? 7 a.m. Okay, that's early morning for y'all. For me, that's like middle of my sleep. I sleep at 6 a.m. almost every night, it seems. I have a freaking how do you call this? An Americano. An Americano. I got a freaking coffee here that I could drink right now, even though it's 10 p.m. I could go crazy right now, you know? But I think maybe it's wise to sleep early today. Skip the coffee. But then why did I buy it? I don't know about that. I sometimes do that. Yeah, maybe we're just going to go crazy. I guess let's see. Maybe you should go drink some coffee, you know, start the day up, 10 p.m. Who gives a crap? And just start going crazy. Get some crazy trades in, lose an inconsiderable amount of money. It's plausible. It's definitely possible. Yeah. Anyway, whoever asked that question about the exchange just now, take your money off because I'm getting suspicious of that. Yeah, the one I use, like I said before, Blowfin right now. Link is in the description below. And yeah. Again, the link for everything is in the description. Check it out. And I'll see you guys again in another one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man.